Welcome back to the Lake of Rot and Crepes and Shroops.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. Look at that angle. Wow.
Superpower stance. He's among the gods.
I once knew a man in Burma. He took down Astor, the natural born of the void.
Natural born of the void.
Now, he had a golden seed that was the size of a tangerine. And he would use that. He would use that golden seed, Master Wayne. He would use that. And he would make his... damn it, I forgot what it's called. Maybe it's an Estus flask. He would make his Estus flask stronger, wouldn't he?
So, we made it past the Lake of Rot. It wasn't that big a deal. We got the ring from Ronaldo's chambers. And we're back in the deep Ainslewell, going up to the Moonlight Altar.
What about a deep anus? Well,
You'll see. You'll see.
Oh, wow.
So we're in this beautiful, majestic-looking area with a big moon. Some moonlight
Is this,
coming down.
Where is this?
This is kind of by Lernia.
Is this Ronnie's Rise?
No,
That area over there?
No, this is kind of on top of the old town. Do you remember that? Yeah, this place.
Ah, yes.
Village of the Albernerics. And it's
Mm-hmm.
underneath this is the village, and we're on top of it right now.
Yeah.
And up ahead, we got Mr. Glitstone Dragon, Medulla Oblongata.
I do think it's kind of funny, Broad Show, that, like, the guy who's playing Alfred in that show, Pennyworth, is basically just doing
Yeah.
a Michael Caine impression. It's fine. I mean, it's good.
I haven't watched it, so I have no idea.
Can I tell you something that I think is it's a good show. I do appreciate, like, I was kind of like worried beginning the show. I was like, oh my god, why? I kind of just need something to watch, and I'm like vaguely interested, so I'll give it a shot.
Right.
But if this is supposed to be like, here's how Alfred Pennyworth became the butler for the Waynes.
He just went to
I
butler
was
school.
Yeah, I was like, why do I give a fuck? Why do I give a shit about this? Like, if that's what this is going to be, I'm not into it. And that's not at all what it is. There are, other than, like, people being named Thomas Wayne and Martha whatever and, like, Alfred Pennyworth and shit, there's, like, no... Well, yeah, I mean, like, in some, she's like, oh, it's... her surname is Arkham, and, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But...
Specifically
it's-
the Batman. That's where her name's Arkham.
Wasn't it also in, like, one of the comics or something? Where they...
No.
I swear to God I've heard that before. Or that she's had a different last name than Kane. But whatever. It's just, like... It's refreshing to just have it be a spy thing. It's not tied to Batman. They're not like... Oh, what a Riddler that is. Or like, hey guys, look, it's a penguin. Why are we pointing out an Arctic bird for no reason in this episode? I don't know. We just are. That doesn't happen. It's just like people being people. It's nice. But here's just like a fact about Alfred Pennyworth in that universe, right?
Okay.
Fuck the Queen.
Whoa. What a badass.
Yeah.
What a,
So
what a punk.
that whole time that he's an old man working for Bruce Wayne, he's just sitting at home being like, I fucked the Queen, didn't I?
Jeez.
Every single time she gets on
Oh,
TV, like Bruce is watching a news broadcast and Queen just pops up for a few seconds. Alfred fucking runs in the room, gets right in front of the TV and is pointing directly at the screen. I fucked a Master White. That's who I fucked. That's the...
Oh, too good.
That's fun though. Like you're watching the show and you're like, okay, yeah, it's Alfred. I feel like that's something Alfred would do. Yeah. I feel like that's in line for this fictional character.
Right. Of course.
Can we talk about Moon Knight?
Sure, let's
Yeah.
talk
How do we
about
feel
Moon Knight.
about Moon Knight?
I was
It's
kind of
alright.
off. I was off on it for a while. I was like, "This is way too convoluted." And
So,
then
like,
I kinda
first
got into
episode,
it.
alright. Second episode was pretty good. 3 and 4, like, yeah. 5 was like, 6, or, there's only 5.
6 will be
5 was pretty good. I liked 5.
good. 5 was like
Yeah.
probably where it brought me back. I was like,
It's
I'm
got-
not into this.
got-
It's so weird.
It's got more character work in 5, which was nice.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's
dive bomb me.
not for me. I feel like I'm watching it out of obligation more than anything, really.
I think it's amazing of Oscar Isaac's talent. Like
Yeah.
he does a great job with turning into 2 different characters, and they're
Yeah,
very
sure,
distinct.
okay.
I love it.
But why
I
is
mean,
it the show that we're getting? That's not Moon Knight.
It's-
That's the
Yeah, it is.
zany adventures. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not.
Moon Knight is all about being different people.
Okay,
That's
great. I can't wait to
This
see
whole
more
thing.
of that outside of the show, because so far it's just the Oscar Isaac zany hour. That's it. There's been maybe like 3 occasions where we've actually seen Moon Knight being a superhero and doing superhero stuff in a
I would
superhero
say
Yeah.
show.
they are very
That's
lax
the-
with the Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's
And
the
it's- and
that's
then-
the that's
they
the
promise,
thing.
they
and-
overpromise. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be like Moon Knight," but it's like, no, it's
and
just
and
the
all
ID.
that they've
It's just
done,
all the
I wouldn't
ID.
have so much of a problem with it, Eric, if all they had done wasn't just build up more and more mysteries. Because we're at the end of episode 5, they have a shit
know.
ton to fucking wrap up
shit
in
ton
one
to do
episode.
with one episode, and
It's
apparently
not going
it's
to be
like,
satisfying.
and apparently it's like the shortest of all of the like Marvel TV finales.
Yeah,
It's like
Okay.
42 minutes.
I mean,
No, I agree with you. He should be Moon Knight more.
but they can also
That's
not
not
have
the
him do
issue.
Moon Knight as much, but don't also try to shove in like, irreliable narrator, unreliable narrator, a Indiana Jones adventure. Is the god that you're
Yeah.
working for a bad person? Here's all, and
Yeah.
like, question after
Well,
question after
it's like
question after
they-
question.
It's like they try to fit all of the Moon Knight stuff into this, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the mercenary adventure-y whatever stuff of early Moon Knight, and then shoving in like the stuff from the more modern stuff with Khonshu and is he bad? Is he not? And like and the asylum stuff is directly from like a recent one, and then like and then throwing in the weird like afterlife thing, which was weird, and then I don't know if it's because I mean but we all know by now with like a lot of the superhero guys, it's almost like built into their contracts that they have a lot of time without the masks on their faces.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's,
you want to see the actor.
Yeah, and they want to be just me. But like, yeah, it's one of those, especially since it's like, it's only Mark that does it, and like Steven, they turn Mr. Knight into a weird thing because like in the
Mhm.
comics, Mr. Knight is just like his like, I'm not beating ass like persona, like when he has to like deal with people or he's like, it's more casual everyday look for him, right?
Like,
Whereas-
he's more detective than straight up like running across rooftops.
Or he's like
superhero.
if he has to go talk to a like a crime boss or something, he's
Yeah.
not in ass beat mode. Or like in the comics right now when he is running his midnight mission that he has, that's like a like a help this neighborhood type situation. He's in that guy's. It's not a persona he turns into when he's Steven, you know what I mean? And
But why my big issue here is that like all of these things that we're getting they're either done well or like serviceably enough, and they're interesting and they're exciting to watch. But I and many other people who probably don't know who don't actively look into and follow comic book stuff are going to walk away from this being like, I have no idea what the Moon Knight can do, what he's about. Like, I don't know. I know what Steven and Mark and all these things, and I know like what everything around it means.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know, like, can he fly? I have to I don't know. Can he? You tell me.
Right, because you've only seen him. What you saw him in for like a second at the end of episode 1, and then you saw him. What we've maybe seen Moon Knight like 2 or 3 times. Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, let's maybe have Mark outside of the costume talking about being Moon Knight, saying, "Oh, when the phases of the moon, like the more full the moon is, the more power that I get from Khonshu, making me stronger. My healing ability gets better. I get faster. I get stronger. Like, let's have him explain, or like have it be talked about."
He's. I mean, it's the basics. I mean, that's just it though. Like they're going seemingly. I mean, they're just going the basics of it. Is I'm the Fist of Khonshu. You know, that's what it is. You know.
Okay.
He is. You know, Khonshu no like he beat down essentially, and that's kind of all it is right now. It's for a lot of it, for most of it, until this 5th episode, it's all felt like what's the issue with like a lot of the Marvel TV shows is that they feel like just long movies. They don't feel like complete episodes ever really. They just feel like a snippet of a movie. Except like I said, episode 5 feels like an actual episode. Like it starts and it has an ending. Like it feels like a full episode actually. Where it's some of these, it's to the point where it's like I almost wish they did just drop them all at once because they might be served better as a binge than a weekly. Because Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the same way, where it was just like this just feels like we cut part out of this 5-hour movie or whatever, 6-hour movie, and fucking. This is the episode, and it's like it might work better in a binge model than a weekly model.
And I really, really hate when they have to. If it was all in one chunk, these things wouldn't be mysteries that are being like pondered over week by week, and people get so hung up on it that they like. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people.
Yeah.
People are like gushing praise of like, holy shit. Those last 10 or like 5-10 minutes of episode 4, mind blowing, bro. Fucking mind blowing.
No, every time I was like, this is getting too convoluted.
Are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? Because I get it. I get
I don't see it.
What they are doing.
I got lost in the sauce.
But everybody's like, dude, I was like questioning everything, bro. I was like, what's reality? What's going on? Like,
but there's none of that in there's not enough in there for that. It's pretty basic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So just go with it. Just believe that what they are showing you is what is happening. Don't be like, oh my god, is this fucking? I hate it so much. Like people are praising the idea that just because they are doing a thing makes it a worthwhile thing. Well, you're talking about Oscar Isaac portraying these 2 different characters. Sure, and. It's not like we haven't seen that before, and I don't honestly feel like this is the most enjoyable or like most successful depiction of somebody having like dissociative identity disorder or like split personalities, whatever you want to call it. And they are doing the most bland stuff they could do with it, you know? Like
which is a lot of Marvel stuff, period, where it's like there's a lot of performances in the Marvel stuff that are really good, but the writing never really supports it, right?
Yeah. Well, they go in saying, "Oh, this is gonna be like Fight Club, with a superhero aspect to it.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
okay. It's not
No.
really. It's great
No.
acting, and it's kind of like a fun romp of like, interesting. The ideas that they brought up in the last episode about like everybody has their own interpretation of the afterlife and death and like passing
Yeah.
on. Like that was cool. Like sure they can
Yeah.
all like everything is legitimate now in the universe for what they depict death
Just-
as.
Yeah, there's
Since he was
interesting
tied to
ideas. There's
Khonshu.
good performances. It's just the writing or the structure never supports it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just kind of
I
it's
think-
Marvel in general, but like this is like pretty blatant. You know, you can see
I
it.
do
in
feel
there.
like, yeah. I mean, Moon Knight stands out to me, and maybe Falcon and Winter Soldier suffered a little bit of the same thing, where like
yes,
I feel like they could have whittled out a few elements from their story and just
Yeah.
really focused in on a couple of things that they already have in there and
Right.
try and lock down a more satisfying episode to episode arc that does serve as like an entire story rather than, like you were saying, it's like a 5-6 hour movie that we just get split into chunks.
yep. That's just it. And the fact that they have, they're already shortening, like, TV seasons back, obviously when network television's like 20 some episodes, and it got into like streaming era, they were able to compact it to 10. And now, like, this is 6 episodes, right? You should be able to form a tight, compact story in these 6 episodes from beginning to end. Either cut out nonsense shit and have a nice tight story, or extend that bitch to 10 episodes so you can like give whatever you want to put in there room so it doesn't feel like fucking, you're just throwing shit and you're just like, okay, what?
I think it really does come down to the writing, because I recently watched all of Our Flag Means Death.
Oh yeah, I love that
And-
show. It was pretty good.
That show is a half an hour versus a more hour-long format.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 10 half-hour episodes, which is about equivalent, or on average, less than what we are getting of a Marvel show or something like that. And I found the characterization, the arcs, every single thing, like I connected with that show emotionally. It was fantastic for all the reasons that you're talking about right now. Like, you're talking about like everything that you're saying that these Marvel shows don't do. That is a show that did do it with like less time to do it in, even.
Yep. And like, there's no excuse with Moon Knight either, because they're not trying or having to tie it in with the larger MCU. So there's nothing like that holding it back at all either. It's open to kind of do its thing, and like, and it's yet another example of Marvel, like something Marvel related that has a lot of like, the elements have promise, but it's just the sum of the parts just don't work.
No, but we're gonna have to end it there for this conversation. Good conversation about Moon Knight, by the way. Kind of my instincts with it too, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. Everybody's saying like it's gonna be great, good. Like that was one of Kevin Feige's big things. Is like, I want to make it. Like that's the one thing I want to make when I'm in charge. Probably didn't nail the
so many
dismount.
better ways.
Yeah, but
So many
Yeah,
better ways
like-
to do it.
Yeah, I think he could have waited a little bit to get this one out in a better form.
yeah,
Yeah.
put in the oven for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
but we'll be back, and we're gonna meet Ronnie. We might, let's say, ask her to be our bride.
Yeah, what?